Hi, and welcome to this tutorial video. In this tutorial video, I'll be showing you how to navigate and use the stock item screen. The stock item list screen provides an overview of the types and quantities of stock available within your practice. It displays all categories of stock, including medicine, materials, consumables, and more. The context of this tutorial video will consist of the filter section, the screen columns and action buttons, the columns themselves, and the page options, which are the options to export to PDF or export to CSV. Now, this user manual will start on the stock setup stock item screen. So this is where everything begins. The stock item screen will give you an overview of all the stock items that are within the system. So starting with the filter section. So the filter section allows us to search for specific stock items that we want to see. Alright, so we've got many different options for us to search or filter to a specific stock item. So we can filter, for instance, by a specific description. Maybe if you're just looking for some headache medication, for instance, a Disprin, we could just add that there. Or we could look via a nappy code if we would like. And we have many other options also to search for specific stock item. Now this is the context filter, and if I go over to this drop down, you'll see that we've got a context filter and a default filter. Now the default filter, or the main difference between a default filter and a context filter, is that these subclasses will disappear. So if I click on default filter, you see those subclasses have now disappeared. So in context, if we want to look for an item in context of a subclass, we could always then go over to context filter, and for instance, when I click on subclass 1, right, and I'll show you how you can add subclasses when we get to this tab over here. But right now, if we go over to subclass 1, and for instance, if I say I'm looking for painkillers, it will give me all the painkillers that I have identified, or subclass rather, as painkillers. Alright, so this is what I mean. If I go into a stock item, right, and I go over to subclasses, you can see there that we've assigned subclass 1 as a painkiller. Now, we've only got 4 options to create our subclasses, and we'll discuss subclasses, as I said, in a different video. Alright, so right now we're just focusing on navigating and using the stock item screen. Okay, now let me go out of this context filter, and once again I can see all the items I have on my system. Alright, so that's the filter. Now let's go down into the columns. Firstly, you can see we're showing 100 results of a lot of different stock items, and none of them have been selected. Now we can either select an item here, and you can select multiple items. It will select all the items that are specifically on this page, not all the items, but the items that are on this page. So as you can see, we've got 100 selected items, but that is not the total of all the items that are on the system. Alright, if I want to select all the items that are on the system, I would have to come over to this action button and say select all. Now you'll see here it says it's showing 100 results out of all those stock items that I have, but the stock items that have been selected are the same as the total. So here we can see that we've selected all the stock items. Now let's move over to these action buttons here on the right. Firstly, we've got open row, and open row will not be selectable because I first have to click on the item, and then I can be able to open the information in that row. So it's not about the selected items, it's about actually clicking on that row to be able to open it. Alright, and then right next to that we've got add new. This is where you can add a new stock item, and the link on how to add a new stock item will be linked in the description below. And then we've got select all. We've already went through select all, and then we've got our column, expanding the width of the column. Alright, if I click this, it will expand the width, and we can see now that all the information within the column is easily readable. Let's say, for instance, if this column was too close, right, as you can see there, we can't read the description. So if we simply click on expand width, it will expand the width for the information to be easily readable. All right, and then right next to that we've got the reset width. Okay, so we can click on that and it will reset to the default width. Alright, just enough for you to be able to read the information. So expand width gives you more space so you can just read it more clearly, and then reset width will restore to its default width for each and every single column. Okay, then we'll go over to sort columns. So sort columns is just which column do you want all the information to be ordered in, right? So you can click on the drop down, and when I click on the drop down, you'll see we've got many other options that are currently on the screen. All right now it's under identifier, so it's sorting under identifier, but you can see, for instance, in description, it's not sorting alphabetically. So let's go over an example. Go over to description. All right, and I say ascending. When I click OK, it will now sort according to description instead of identifier. All right, and then right next to that, we've got choose columns. Choose columns is basically just deciding which columns you want to make available based on the information you want displayed on your stock item screen. All right, so these are the visible columns, but we've got a whole lot more information that is available to us. So for instance, if you want to focus just on the pricing, maybe for a specific report, instead of these columns that are here, we could say remove all. Maybe we could keep the identifier, add that, and I'll just select all the available fields that have to do with price. All right, so this is just an example. Say if you want to do something specifically related to price, I click OK, and now all my fields, I've got my identifier, and all my fields are related to the information that I want. Now let's see if we have some stock items that actually have previous and average price. So I'll go over to the previous price column and I'll sort according to this column, and now we'll see that we now have some information available to us on the previous and average price. So this really helps with your reporting needs, just making sure that you display the information that you need. Okay, right next to that, we've got the layout, and for the layout we only have the default layout. Right next to that, we can save the layout that we want. All right, so if we just want this price information, we can save the information to say price list, for example. Right, and if you want it related to an entity, we can select that as well, and we can save. After we've saved, it's going to take us back to the default layout, and now whenever I want to go over to my prices, I'll go over to layout, go over to price list, and I'll have my pricing information over there instead of the default layout, right? So I can always come here for my price listing information, and once I've done it once, I don't have to do it again, right? I can save it and always come back to it. And below that, we've just got page numbers. We can scroll through those pages, and you'll see there that the page only shows 100 results out of all these items. Okay, so I can click on this items drop down and I can select to view more results, right? So now we've got 500 results. Now that my information is here, I can choose to export via PDF, or I could export to Excel. And with that, we've come to the end of this tutorial video. So just a quick recap: we went over the stock item screen, we went over the filter section, the column section, the paging, and also how to export the information that we have here. And another thing that we went over is how to customize the information that we see here by using these action buttons and saving our custom display. Thank you for joining me in this tutorial video, and I'll see you in the next one.